はいたかじがいいやきてみゃたかしたかやたじけなばはりやまはじやたばしけたばしやまはてあたかれあたまきてかあへかえてあまかてえてあまはやたはやらはかやまはしきやたあきたまやてとかやたぽきてやたためきててあSia tuka ia namake e te hake ka ala ia ta a te ke esi. Hea sa pike e te ala makoia ta a sike di e te a te emea ta. He ha me hea ta ke te a ta a sike di e le a ka ia paka e te a. Ha ti a ia ta a se me e ke ta a sike di ala ia ta pake. Hea ta si ke te pakata yata te ti a sila hake ayata si iti uya tabaka ete uma hayaka sila heti ayata poke te a suamakai tiata siata sikete abakai ti a siata tikete alayata maata ha ti e Hoya makuki ate ete ala ayata ta ayata paka ete sa ati a makati kete a leaka asiata pa ayata siki siya mahasiki di a siti a pikita sumiyata si e no. Hello friends. We trust you are well and on your journey to yourselves. You live in a 3D environment which is quickly changing and transitioning to higher dimensions. Not everyone will join you as you are leading those forward, but many will. Remember to be in balance with your 3D reality and your higher dimensional realities. And how do you do that? You live according to the 3D consequences of the rules of 3D. Your belief systems do not adhere to those rules, but your 3D existence has to fit into this environment. It's a delicate balance. Each of you must traverse this balance as you will. But be aware. You are here to help those who are, shall we say, lagging behind a bit. So sometimes you must act in a 3D manner. You are able to do this without being involved in the 3D drama that goes on around you. Be ever aware that that is what is contradictory to your
higher dimensional being is the 3D drama, the 3D chaos, the 3D judgmentalism, the 3D no words. But you will have one foot in the day-to-day 3D world and one foot in your higher dimensional self as you learn and grow and transition into that. But remember, you are holding the hands of those who wish to advance but have not yet awakened, if you want to call it that, or remember. So this is a delicate balance. Just try to remember that. You are doing exactly as you are meant to do. You are functioning exactly as you are meant to function. You have choices, always. And you have things to learn, always. And it is up to you to make the choices that are most comfortable for you, knowing your goals. We commend you for the work you have done and the work that you will be doing. Separating yourself from the everyday realities of dimensionality is there is not a word for not easy. Let's just say that it is not for the faint of heart to do what you're doing. Be loyal to each other. Be loyal to this group and those who will join in as guests along the way. Let this grow as it will. You are doing fine work, and we appreciate you and love you. Love each other, please. Hei te kai te pai siki te pai ki te la atati sa siki te mahi siki na pora te la ia te makati siki te a siki te pai te a sa ia ta maha siki te patera tika ale ata sia hete sia makoti ki te ata ta sia makase ki te ata sia maho siki te pa la ia ta siki ata sia maha siki te maha ta ia ta sa ia maha ki te a sueka Simahale katapeke ayata. We are ready to entertain any questions you might have. Are there questions?
Can you touch upon the things that help make
The written word is more impactful the more honest and heartfelt, not in the way of a tearjerker story or whatever you want to call it, but in the way of putting your heart or the author's heart into the written word, the intention of the writer, the integrity of the writer, and the joy and heart feelings, you might say love, that goes into the writing, translate as the energy of the writing and will attract those who are meant to read the author's work. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Is that enough of an answer for you?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I have a question. Abraham Hicks teaches about the vortex and how when you get into the vortex, everything that you want comes to you. Is there, they basically speak of the vortex as being a place where all of our desires are, and as we get to a higher vibration, those things start to come to us. Can you talk a little bit about what that is and your perspective of it?
It is another word for energy. It is another word for love and honesty and truth. So when you desire something, you put that energy out that you desire something. And along with that energy of your desire goes all of your intentions and all the other energies around it. So for instance, if you have the desire that another being is hurt, that also carries the energy of the negative energies of whatever it is, the reason that you want that other person to be hurt. So it's a combination of the energies. But if you get into the complete energy of honesty and intentions that come from love rather than something negative, that sanitizes, if you will, the energies into a more direct place toward attracting what it is that you wish to bring into your life. So if you want something, that same person, if you wanted that same person to have a joyful life, and you let go of whatever the negative feeling is, you are putting out that love for that other person, and you will attract that love back to you that surrounds that other person. That's not, that's is not clear. But the point is that when you attempt to get into the vortex, check your intentions, check the purity of the reasons for your desire for that particular thing. And it will bring more goodness and love to you, the more love and goodness that you have in your intention. If your intention is tainted by, say, for instance, you want more money than your neighbor, that is tainted by the wish that your neighbor not have near as much. And that is not a positive, loving thing. It would be better to wish that there was enough money for you and your neighbor to both enjoy. That is, the vortex is one way of explaining the effects of energy in your thoughts and emotions and feelings and intentions. And that attracts a certain number of people who understand that particular thing. There are others who say it in a slightly different way, but it is all about the energy that you project your desires with. So be sure that your desires come from a place of purity and love. And do not
Okay.
attach. That was sufficient for you?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I had a question, and it's about the concept of what we have here on Earth, which is giving versus an exchange. And there's a bit of a mindset here where people can say, to give, there needs to be something in exchange for that. Although there are people on this planet who love just being able to give, and that's enough for them. I'd love to get some insight into what your views are on this, as some are saying that to give, there needs to be an exchange because it's just the right thing to do. You can't just, someone gives you something, you've got to give back somehow. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
There are those who give without expecting an exchange, but they receive their own feelings of satisfaction, and that's enough of an exchange. There are those who need a balance and something that they see as an exchange, and that is where they're coming from. The reality is there is enough of everything for everyone if you would believe that there is enough. And if there is a belief that there is enough, then there's no worry about that balance. There's no, because it's naturally happens. So if you give someone a tomato, you don't expect that they will, unless you're selling, but that's a different thing. That's when you need, that is your form of sustenance. But if you give someone a tomato and they enjoy that tomato and you're aware that they enjoy that tomato, didn't you receive the satisfaction of the gifting? And additionally, someone will turn around and give you a cucumber or something like that, because there's enough tomatoes and there's enough cucumbers, and it all balances out without the demand for the balance. There are situations where it is right to have the balance, because you're still operating in a place where you're not aware that there's enough of everything for everybody. There's a certain amount of lack, so you give something with the expectation that something is going to come back of a physical nature. You are moving toward a world which will take some of your earth time. It will not happen on your earth plane tomorrow. That would be wonderful. But a lot of learning has to take place. Some people are just happy to give without thought of receiving. There's another factor in that, and that is the knowledge that it is going to balance without the effort to put a value on something. But your expectations are also wrapped around your personal knowledge that there is enough, and that you personally deserve to participate in that enough. So you can have the pure feeling that there's enough, and I don't have to worry about whether somebody balances, but there's also that exchange where you do not feel that you deserve that, and that is a different thing to be worked on. That you have to, once you come to the place of absolute self-love and knowing that everything is going to be provided for you, then you don't still have to learn it, and everything will be provided. Do you see? Does that?
Yes, very much, so it makes sense.
Okay.
Thank you.
There is enough. We just have to know that there is enough, and that it will be given to us because we are pure love at our essence, and that love will be shared in whatever form is needed to sustain us. But again, it is a 3D environment at this point. Is there another question?
Do you receive downloads like we do in our physical realm?
I am an aspect of the one. There are many, many aspects. Some would receive downloads if that's what's needed. If it depends on the physical existence that they are participating in. In the higher dimensions, it's all there as an immediate creation. But those who receive this information and the whatever you want to call this, in spurts we'll call it, receive downloads or energy surges or energy gifts or packets of energies or light nodes. There's so many different ways to describe it. But whether or not you receive packets of energy information depends on where you are in your chosen experience. So the answer is yes and no. Just, it all depends. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it felt really neat while you were talking about it. It was just a little bit expansive, or a lot expansive. Thank you, appreciate it.
We appreciate the question. Is there another question? Dia Bezake Batitiata. We are preparing to exit. We give you our love, our gratitude, and our support. Dahi te kai se mori ka te te patata si ka ta se ki ti. Ha se te ha ta mai ta te ka la ka te ya ta mai te ti wa ta ya. Ha se ke te pa ti ki te ala te ya ta pa ka te ti ki te ama ta. Sia ta se mo ke ta mai te a kai te pe ka. I'm back.